Cloud. Okay. I don't know why Kristen is taking forever her to join. I don't know if that's on my side or her side. It just keeps saying like loading. Hopefully it'll come in. But I was like, okay, how can I was telling Mike, I'm like, as much as I love everybody in Ohio, I was like, I'm not in Ohio anymore. And I just need to find a way to like connect with people in my area. So I can start having like meetups or group setups or something, to where I can do something like that here. And I was like, as much as I like love all my people in Upper and I love all the people in Ohio and Indiana, it's just I'm not there, And so it was just kind of tricky. And so I was like, how can I? Hey, Kristen, there you go. I I got you in. I kept pressing admit, but I was like, I don't know. She's like, it's not working.
I think my tablet kept booting me. I was like, I don't know what's going on. Maybe it needs to be updated.
Oh yeah, maybe. But I got you in now. You're good. But so I was just really trying to find a way to start connecting with people in my area, which is tricky. Like, just I'm not gonna like. It's different when I can friend request somebody from Upper or the Ohio area that maybe I have 30 friends in common with, But I'm like, how can I just start making connections with random ass people in my area that I don't have friends in common or meeting them through so and so. And so I'm really trying to think outside the box. I haven't quite figured it all out, but I will show you guys just a few things that I'm trying to do to start finding people in my area and different people that aren't connected to you guys, people that where we're not messaging the same people. As much as I love people from my hometown, I've got 20 coaches in Upper. Like, y'all got it on lockdown. I don't need to sign up anybody else from Upper under me. Like, I want you guys to sign them up. I don't, I'm sure there's still people in Indianapolis I could probably find and sign up, but when it comes down to it, like, I want to find people from like multiple places and like different areas. So that way we're not always stepping on each other's toes. We're not, we could also kind of maybe create a little bit more culture as well and just have a different sense of, oh, we have coaches here and we have coaches here and we have coaches here, kind of all over the place. And if I'm really going to stick in Florida for a while, I need to start making connections here. As much as I love you guys in Ohio, I just don't get to see you guys as much and I don't get to be there as much. And so I have a disconnect, I think, from a lot of my team sometimes because I'm like, man, you guys are there and I'm here and I don't get to like be as present as possible. And so part of me, one, I would love to travel more as soon as we can to get up to you guys more, to be with you guys more during like those get-togethers or workouts or whatever. It's not in the cards right now. I'm still kind of waiting to make sure that everything's safe because honestly, guys, the last thing I would ever want to do is travel to you guys and get you all sick. That on my heart would be the saddest thing I could ever imagine. Being like, oh, hey, by the way, I came up to see you guys for a potluck and just got you guys all sick. That just on my heart, it's just not possible. And so I know that won't be forever, though. So I'm just trying to be patient with that because there have been several times I've wanted to come up that I just was like, I just second guessed it and I just felt like it was better to not. But I'm antsy to see you guys. I'm antsy to connect with you guys and to be with you and spend more time with you. But I just know that it's not the focus right now. But maybe I can start finding people in my area to get together with, right? And same, I know Kristen probably has that too. It's like to find people in your area could be really cool because you could feel a little bit safer. Like, hey, we all live here. Let's all get together, go to the little farmer's market from here, rather than like, hey, I'll fly in and come and see you guys. That's just a little bit different. And so I'm really having to switch my normally I'm like, oh, I want to find people out there, but I'm actually in the point where I'm like, I need to find people here. I need to find people in my area that are around me that I know nothing about. And I know they're there. So, so what I've been doing, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys this part, and then I'll go back to like the schedule and all that stuff. But so one thing I am doing, which is pretty cool, I'll kind of screen share for you guys. So let me, I can change this one. Okay, so I'll go to my Facebook. So I have been looking for groups in my area. So this is kind of cool and like kind of scary as well, just asking to like join groups, right? But I'm pretty excited about it. So not only did I join like some selling groups, right? Like some people that are like buy and sell, you know, maybe just like making some connections in there, or just even being able to, oh wait, oh, can somebody, sorry, I just like, these just popped up. Is this old? Can somebody help the girls get into the chat? There we go. Oh wait. You admit. Okay, sorry, ladies. It's hard for me to talk and to read at the same time. So if anybody's ever having issues getting into the chat, just please help them out. I can't look at my phone at the chat and be talking at the same time. So please help them out. Okay, so what I've been doing is I have been searching for Orlando groups, but not just any Orlando groups, right? I'm not going to go and be in some like men's fishing group, right? I'm trying to find groups that are actually going to bring people that I'm looking for, which are usually moms or, you know, women in general, maybe like healthy women. But so what I did is I did find a group that I got into that I thought was pretty cool. Oh no, where did it go? Okay, what was it called? Hold on, I gotta remember what it was called. I just get, okay, wait, Orlando Newbies. It was actually kind of cute. So I found this. This is somebody's group that they have opened up, and there's 462 members in it, and it's called Orlando Newbies, the Female Friendship Group. I was like, shit, that sounds like something I need to be in. So I just requested to be in it. They had a couple questions, you know, that they had asked. And then it says like, so when you enter the group, to make a post saying like welcoming yourself. So I had made my own little post. There I am. So I used a picture of my family, just a picture that I thought was like really representation of who I am or my family is, or if somebody were like that and they were like, oh, she looks cool, you're probably my person. If you're like, oh, wow, she looks wretched, then you probably will scroll on by, you know, like whatever. So I used a picture that I felt explained me, right? And then I wrote a little bit about myself. But I did not say I was a Beachbody coach, okay? That's irrelevant, is how I feel. If somebody happens to connect with me, we happen to make a relationship, and she comes to my profile and she finds out that I do Beachbody, awesome. But honestly, that's not my reason for joining this group. I honestly just need to connect with other women in my area. True hand, like to God, that's what I need. And so I'm not looking at it as who can I sell in this group? Who can I add as a friend and get them to sign up? That's not my intentions. I literally am just looking for like girlfriends. Okay. So, and I just had to like admit that too to myself, like, okay, I'm looking for other females who maybe just want to go to a freaking farmer's market together, you know? And so that's what I said. I said, hey, my name's Jenny. I recently moved to Orlando area from the Keys. I'm married to my hubby, Mike. We have a son and 2 dogs. I haven't really had the chance to venture out and meet any other females yet. So I was hoping maybe this group could help link me up with a few rad chicks to go do something with. I love yoga, anything on the water, adventuring, beaching, farmer's market, fitness, health, or anything new and challenging. I love using my social media for a purpose. So this is kind of like my small sense of I do a little bit more on social media than the average person, okay? So I love using my social media for a purpose, and that is usually motivating and empowering women daily to rise up and keep trucking through life. I work from home mostly while doing that and homeschooling our son this year. I'm also a massage therapist, happy to be here and looking forward to connecting. Very simple, really just more about myself. If it leads into something more, awesome, but not necessarily trying to push what I do, okay? And then so I had was this kind of cool. Like I actually had people like comment on it. I was like, yay. You know, like one girl's like, hello, one girl's like, welcome. And this girl was like, welcome. I love all these things. And I love Marathon. We used to go there. So glad to hear you're doing the same thing. What part of Orlando are you in? Boom. I'm making connections like that. And they're not icky. They're not, do you want to join Beachbody with me? Do you want to work out with me? Da, 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 da. You know, it's like, hey, like, you interested in going to a farmer's market? You know, like, hey, you want to meet up and let our kids play or something like that. So it's a different way of making connections with people that maybe you wouldn't have normally connected with. So for me, I'm finding places in my area because I want to find people here. Maybe for you, like my mom, I just plugged her into this group that I was like, Mom, you totally need to be in this group. It's all about crocheting. Because my mom crochets all the time. And so for her to be in a crochet group and share her crocheting, maybe she'll make a connection with somebody that also loves crocheting and they're sharing patterns or something that they do. And then she can make like a friendship from there. So when you're looking, so this is a unique way. So not only have people coming on my stuff, but now I went through and I commented on a couple other girls' stuff too. Like this girl, she's like, yo, I just moved here. I was like, hey, yo, like, you seem like a pretty cool girl. Like, let me know. You know, like, this is just kind of a cool group. And it's a small number of people, but enough people to where I know I can probably make some connections out of this group. Okay. So that is one way that you can start making connections in things you're interested in. Okay. So what I want you guys to do, maybe this weekend or something, is take a second to join one group this weekend. One group that maybe has to do with something you're interested in, maybe an area you're in, or maybe something that like maybe there's like a girls love travel group. I mean, I love that group. There's like thousands of women in it now, but those kind of groups are perfect. If you love traveling, get in a girls love travel group. Or if you love canning, guys, there's canning groups. If you love gardening, join a gardening group. If you love crocheting, my mom, put her in the crochet group. There's a group for anything and everything. So get in a group and introduce yourself right away. That's what I would love to kind of like challenge you guys for this weekend, is getting out of your comfort zone, joining one group this weekend and introducing yourself into it. And not only did I already get like a comment and stuff, but even right here somewhere, well, I don't know where it is, but I had a girl already friend request me too. It was like one of the, I don't think it was the girl that commented on it, but it was a girl that had liked it. She like already friend requested me too. So now she's going to start seeing my content without me being like shoving it in her face. She's on my friends list. So I know as I'm posting daily, she's going to start seeing my stuff. Okay. And it's going to be very easy for me to maybe follow up with her in a week or two and say, hey, I know you're in Orlando. Thank you so much for friend requesting me. What are some hobbies you do? Where do you live? Maybe we could get together, you know, and really start making a real connection. Okay. With one person, not 100 people, not 500 people, one person, making one connection at a time. That's what I want you guys to remember and focus on, is you're not out here trying to help 100 people in a day, okay? But if you could connect and make one friend a day, or make a connection with a new person each day, that's 365 people that you could connect with in a year. Now, I've been in it for 5 years. You can do the math, right? Like, that's a lot of people if you think about it, like over time. And connecting with one person rather than thinking I got to connect with 10 people, that can be a little less intimidating as well, right? And sometimes it may not work out, right? Like sometimes you might post in a group and nobody pays attention to it. That's fine too. You know, it might happen. Maybe that's not your group. Maybe that's not your people. So feel it out. Give an honest post. But again, I don't lead with Beachbody. I don't lead with even like, I'm a health coach. You know, like, trust me, when they get into my page, they will find that out. right? They will, it is not going to be a secret once they get into my friend list and following me regularly. That will happen. So I thought that was kind of cool. It was something I did today that I thought was definitely something I could share with you guys. And there's all kinds of groups out there, you guys. So get creative and really think of, what do I like? Like, I love chakra and yoga. So maybe I'm going to Google my next group as Orlando Yoga, right? I bet there's an Orlando yoga group somewhere here that I can get into, that maybe they do free yoga around the city and I don't even know about it, that I could go and meet up with. So you just never know, but get out there and start searching in the groups. Groups are a great way to find new people on Facebook. I think on Instagram, it's a little bit easier to find new people because you can search hashtags and locations, and you can follow people without it being like super creepy. But I think on Facebook, it's like sending random friend requests to people in Orlando. They would be like, why is this girl friend requesting me? Oh, she probably wants to sell me something. Because that's the first thing I would think. If someone friend requested me randomly that I had no friends with, and I clicked in her profile and I saw a bunch of workouts and I'd be like, oh, she's trying to sell me something, right? But now if I joined a group and I put a post out and somebody commented it and we became friends after that, then she finds out I'm a Beachbody coach. It at least had a path to follow, rather than like, who is this random girl just friend requesting me? And actually that girl friend requested me rather than me friend requesting her, which was really cool because she's probably already clicked on my profile, right? She's probably already clicked on it and kind of scrolled at least the first 10 posts or something and kind of got a sense of who I was. And she was probably like, yeah, it seems like a girl I'd like, right? So that's important too, is what does your profile look like if somebody wants to click on it and see if they want to add you as a friend. So what did she see that she liked? It wasn't a whole line of political banter. It wasn't a whole shared memes of like, whatever, I don't know. But when you come to my profile, you get a sense of who I am. It's my content. It's stuff I've posted. It's not a bunch of sharing other people's stuff. It's not a bunch of things I'm tagged in. If people tag me in stuff, I actually hide that from my timeline. Just so you guys know. Unless I really like it. Unless I really like it. So if it's somebody like tagged me in like a before and after, or a post about like our group or something, I'll leave those on my feed. But like Mike's mom tags me in just like funny stuff all the time, which I love it. I'll laugh at it. I'll comment on it. And then I hide it from my profile. Because when somebody comes to my Facebook, I want them to see my content. And I want them to get a sense of who I am, not who somebody tagged me. Because you guys know sometimes when you've gone to like somebody's profile and you've been like, oh, they shared this thing. And you're like, oh my God, I can't even find it. They share so much and every day. Or they are tagged by their husband and a million things, So it can get really kind of confusing. So I hide that stuff from my profile. So that way, when this girl saw me on the group, she clicked on my profile, scrolled just for a little bit, and was like, she seems kind of cool. And she friend requested me. So you got to start thinking of stuff like that too. What does my profile say about me? When somebody clicks on me, like if I were to join a group and somebody saw my post and then they clicked on me, what does my profile say about me? Is it, when you have that little like 3 lines underneath your name, what does that say? Right? Mine says Florida living, motivating women is my jam, living a life with like my husband and 2 kids, or something, or husband, kid, and 2 dogs. But it's just like a quick little blurb, but it doesn't say Beachbody coach. It doesn't say health and fitness coach. It says motivating women. That's what I like to do, And so you have to find a way that's not so forward and in your face that it turns people away from you, but you also got to give them a sense of what you do, right? Because if all of a sudden all you're sharing is candles, and then you message them about Beachbody, or you message them about joining a health challenge, they're going to be like, what? why would I join this girl's health challenge? All she does is talk about candles or something. So you have to find a good mix between this is what I do, but I'm not going to necessarily shove it in your face by a name brand all the time. Okay, that's why I use the name Warrior Women more than I use Beachbody, because people be like, wait, what are these Warrior Women? Because you can't Google Warrior Women and find out what it is. You can Google Beachbody and find out what it is. But if somebody wants to know what the Warrior Women are, you got to ask me. You got to message me. You got to figure it out through me. And so you can find different ways to use terms that it's not like I'm trying to hide it, but I want people to be engaged of like, what is that? Right? And if I give them all the answers in my post, they have no reason to message me. Okay? So create curiosity through your profile, but also make sure that that profile is you. Okay? Because when people come to it, because I'm going to tell you right now, they're probably going to scroll down to like 10 posts. I would say 10 max before they decide whether they want to be your friend or not. And that's if you've sent the request to them or they want to send the request to you. They will go to your profile super quick. They'll scroll down about 3 or 4 things, and then they'll be like, meh, or, oh, she seems pretty cool. Okay? So you have to really think of that as your storefront. Whenever I think of a storefront, so like I lived in Upper, which is a small town, and you can walk down the middle street and there were stores, right? And they had windows. And I remember I used to work at this place. It's called Pamela's Unique Boutique. It's not there anymore, but it used to be there. And it was a boutique that sold dresses and gifts, like unique gifts. And our storefront was our moneymaker. Okay, the storefront, my boss, she was like very anal about the way the storefront looked like, because that was a sense of who we were on the inside of the store. That's what makes people want to walk in. So the dress that was chosen for the window with all the knickknacks around the bottom of it and the gifts that were decorated around the beautiful gown mattered. They all had to be color coordinated, or at least in the same sense of kind of all looking like they all went together. Like, she was very particular about that. And I didn't really get it then, but I get it now. Because if I were to pretend my social media was my storefront, it matters what content they're seeing when they come to my profile. It matters that they see my face as their profile, as the profile picture, not my dog, not just a picture of, the sunset. Like, I just said that because I saw Elica's picture of the sunset. I'm like, I don't know, just like random things. But like, it needs to be your face, okay? Your profile picture needs to be your face. Of course, my family is in my picture. My background picture is a nice, pretty like picture of the sky. It's nothing big. But if somebody's coming to your profile and they click on your profile picture and they have to swipe 3 or 4 pictures to even figure out what you look like, we got an issue, because they're probably not going to do it. They're going to just be like, nah, bye. Okay. So take a step back from your profile. And this is also for those of you that are running the business. Okay. If you're dabbling in Beachbody and you just kind of sign up your friends here and there, this probably is not an issue for you. Okay. But if you're really thinking, I want to take this very seriously, I think I could actually run a business, I think I could actually make some side money, I think I could actually do this full time, this is who I'm talking to. Okay, is your Facebook, your Instagram is your storefront, and it has to attract people like you. So what kind of content can you make sure they're seeing right off the bat? So this is where also in your Instagram, your profile picture is tiny. So pick a picture that like they can actually see it's you, or make sure in your feed you're looking like, do I actually share, am I the main character of my feed? Or is it my dog? Or is it, do I just always show my feet or weights or something like that? Are you the main character to your feed when somebody goes to your Instagram? Also, what you can do are those highlights right below your name in Instagram, and before the feed, there's a place there, it's called highlights. So you can make highlights as well. So you can go back through all the stories you've ever posted, and you can be like I have like a cleanse highlight. So somebody can click on that highlight and see when I did the cleanse back in January, but it has all the videos and posts that I had during the cleanse in it. So that's kind of a nice little quick way that they can say, oh, she's in a cleanse. Oh, what's that? And then it'll funnel all the cleanse pictures that I've done. Okay. So you have to start putting thought into that kind of stuff. Okay. Like if I was a random person coming to your profile, what am I going to see? What am I going to like? And don't be afraid to like be you. Okay. Because this is going to attract people like you, right? Don't put yoga if you've done yoga once, right? That's probably not you. But now if you're like, I am like for Elga, she's a yoga teacher, yoga instructor, like those are the people that she probably wants to attract as well. And so that may be a topic in one of her highlights. It may also be one of the topics in her little bio. And I'm going to say probably a majority of the pictures may also be yoga. Okay, so if you have it in your description, if you have it in your highlight, they need to find it in your feed as well, and quickly. Okay, not where they have to scroll and be like, oh yeah, there's a yoga video. No, you need yoga videos on your feed. Okay, so think of that kind of stuff. If you're not really sure what yours looks like, or you're like, maybe I need a test or a little like look through, message me. I'd be happy to look through your social media, your Facebook, your Instagram, your website, like whatever you want. I'd be happy to look through it. No, I'm going to give you an honest opinion. I will let you know if I feel like, hey, I think that maybe you're not really like, especially if I know you, I'd be like, hey, you're not showcasing this part of you, and this part of you is amazing, but I'm not seeing it come up enough. Or, man, you're sharing a lot of other people's content and yours is getting lost somewhere in here. Okay, so maybe we can just start to look at it. If you need somebody to kind of look at it, ask somebody you trust, right? Like maybe it's not, I mean, not that you guys don't trust me, but maybe you don't want to hear my opinion about it. Maybe you have somebody else that you like I asked Mike's my person. I'm like, what does this look like? How does this look? Like, he will tell me straight up if it's good or not. He will tell me if I'm being crazy or not, or if I'm overthinking it or whatever. Like, he's a person that I know will give me an honest opinion. So find somebody that you know will be honest with you. And maybe you get several opinions, right? Maybe you get so-and-so's opinion and so-and-so's opinion, and you can combine them. But make sure it's somebody that you actually really care about what they think, and you know that they're going to give you constructive criticism, not just be like, it sucks, you know, or something like, or it looks good. And you're like, okay, thanks, you know, like make sure it's somebody that's really going to put some time into it and giving you an honest answer, and maybe even giving you somewhere to work on or something to kind of go off of. Okay, so just recapping, because I saw a couple girls jump on in between that, but basically it started out with, I joined a new group in Orlando. It's called the Orlando Newbies, the female friendship group that I found on Facebook just by searching groups in my area in Orlando. I joined it and I put a post out that just kind of explained who I was. I didn't say anything about Beachbody other than I love health and fitness. But I had a couple girls already comment on it. I had a girl ask me what part of Orlando I was from, and I already had one girlfriend request me from it. So it's kind of a way for me to just build friendships in my area. And I really would love for you guys to start doing that too. Maybe it's not your area, maybe you're from the same area you've been in, but maybe you love vacationing in Hilton Head, right? Maybe your family goes to Hilton Head every year. And so maybe you're going to join a Hilton Head group, right? So that way, next time you go down, maybe you can find a girl that you're going to work out with on the beach in Hilton Head because you've connected through this group. Okay. Moms groups are a great place to find people too. If you're a mom, I'm sure I'm probably going to find some Orlando baby wearing mamas group or something like that, you know. I'm sure I can find them in there, and I may find some friends or some people that I can start connecting with that are local to me. Okay. And then from there, I kind of talked about when you're starting to make those connections, what does your profile look like? What are they seeing? Are they getting a sense of who you are? And that's where I really started to look at my Facebook as a business rather than a personal account. Okay. So if you're really looking at running your business online, your Facebook and your Instagram is no longer your personal account. You want to open a personal account? That's great. or you want to open a fitness account, that's great too. Like if you want to separate the two, that's awesome. If you want to have a personal account and a fitness account, that's fine. For me, I used to do that. I used to have a fitness page on Facebook, and then I had a personal page, or, my personal Facebook. It just got too much having both. So I just wiped it clean, and I just turned my Facebook account into my business. So I don't share my personal thoughts on there as much anymore. I don't share. It's more about what is my business need and what kind of information can I provide from a business standpoint. Now, thankfully, I am my business. I am my brand. So I can still always put my own twist on it. It's not like I use Beachbody stock photos or anything like that. It's always still from who I am. It's always authentic to me. But my Instagram is my business. My Facebook is my business. So I don't share anything like political or just because, like, to me, I'm like, that's not part of my business. I have my own political views, but I don't share them on my Facebook because I want people to focus on my motivating and my health. Not saying you guys can't share this. I'm just saying how I run mine. So, but you need to figure out what you stand for and how you want to put yours out there. Okay. So get creative with it and try some different things, join some different groups, make connections with some different people outside of your comfort zone, right? It's easy for me to continue friend requesting people from Upper. That would be super easy, right? Because I'm from there and they probably know me, or they maybe know my mom, or we have friends in common. But I'm going to tell you right now, 5 years in the business, boom, that is, I'm at a standstill with that. Like, I cannot add another person from Upper, I feel like. And it's not that I am against anybody from Upper, but I have beat that dead horse. I need to step out of my comfort zone. I need to find other people that are not connected to the people I already know, because I want the people that I have in Upper to be able to sign those people up, right? Like if somebody comes to me and says, hey, I'm from Upper and I really want to be on your team, I'm like, yeah, let me hook you up with one of my coaches who are in Upper, and you can sign up through them and be on the team with us, right? Like, because I would rather you have a local coach, somebody that you could go to if you needed anything, than signing up with me and I'm 5 states away. I have to start thinking bigger than that, right? At this point, I have to step back and say, how can I do something different than what I've been doing for 5 years? Because as much as that has been amazing for me, I'm at a plateau with it. I really, truly feel that. I feel it. It's boring to me a little bit. So I'm trying to find ways. How can I find other people? How can I get it re-excited about making connections, about finding new people, about finding people in my area? And already just even having that one friend request and one post in a new group, I'm like, ooh, cool. Oh, who's this girl? Oh, she's like from me. Oh, she only lives that far from me. Rather than being like, oh, yay, another person from Ohio. Again, not anything against it. I want you guys to sign those people up. I don't need another coach in the Upper area, right? I want you guys to sign those people up. Okay, so I thought that was kind of a cool little thing that I wanted to show you guys. Here's what else I'm doing. Okay, I've started something new a little bit. Well, it's not super new, but I'm kind of going back to it. I did this back, I can't believe it has been 3 years since 80 Day Obsession came out. Is that right? 2 years? 3 years. Wow, I don't know. Tessa, like someone answer that for me. I think it's 3 years because T20, because Barb Len, T20, 80 Day Obsession. I always have to look at it as like what program came out when, so like what year I was in. But when 80 Day Obsession came out, you guys, I was freaking killing it. Like I got like Success Club like 30, Success Club 66, Success Club 20. Like 3 months in a row, I had hit like over 100 Success Club points with the amount of people I had signed up. And I had to look back and go, okay, what was I doing? And how can I channel that again? Okay. For one, I am not tracking my people as much as I was then. When I was tracking people then, I wrote down every single person I typed to, commented on my stuff, I messaged, I commented on their stuff. I wrote down every single person I made a connection with. Okay. And then every single Friday, I would sit down for an hour and I would follow up with those people. And I did that for weeks and months on end. And that's when I started hitting those big numbers in Success Club. And I'm like going back and I'm going, I've got to get back to it. Yes, I'm tracking people, but I was not tracking people like I was then. And so I'm really dedicating myself to tracking who I'm talking to. And this is what I'm on my new list. So this is a list of people, more names on this side, and it's adding every single day. I don't think I'm on this page now. So I have 2 full pages of people, and what I'm doing is that, so like I sit down every single day and I take like 10 people at a time, and I either check in with my messenger to see, one, if I dropped probably a message that I needed to reply to, maybe a dropped conversation, maybe we were talking about something and one of us got distracted and we were mid conversation, which I'm sure you guys all know happens super easily. All of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I never even followed up with this person. Or, oh my God, we were talking about recipes and we totally just stopped talking because it was 10 o'clock at night and we went to bed. And 2 days later, you realize that you never followed up with them again. So first of all, I check in my messenger and I see if I can follow up with a message on there. If I'm feeling like, I don't really have, I'm not going to try to create something, right? Because I think people know when that happens. People know when you're trying to like make conversation happen. So if I feel like I don't really have anything in Messenger I have to talk to them, I'm still going to their profile and commenting or liking or finding some way to connect with them on social. Okay. And it may feel small, it may feel insignificant, but I'm going to tell you, if you continue doing that week after week, week after week, you're going to create more connections with them. And maybe sometime they might post something, it's going to be their son, and you're like, holy crap, he looks huge. So you comment on the photo, and then maybe you private message her and be like, oh my God, I saw you just post a photo of your son 2 days ago. He's huge. I can't believe that. How awesome is that? Right? You can make connections, but you can't make connections if you're not writing down these people of who you need to keep track of. So for me, I am finding a way to connect with them on some level. Okay. Maybe it's all it is going in and liking the last 2 photos that they posted over the week. Right. Maybe it's going in and laughing at a comment they made on somebody else's thing or whatever. Maybe it's just something super small. Maybe it's a full message saying, hey girl, I saw that we were talking last week and I'm so sorry I didn't follow up with the recipes I said I was going to. Here's 2 recipes I would love to send you and let me know if you like them. Right. So there's one extreme to where I'm like really following up with messages, or maybe I'm just making some small little connection with them just to keep me in their algorithm. Honestly, you guys, that's what it's about. Because if you're going to their profile and scrolling a little bit, maybe commenting on a few of their stuff, then when you post tomorrow, I bet you're going to come up on their newsfeed. Okay. So just keeping that connection with them, not letting them kind of fall to the wayside. And so this list will continue to grow. Okay, as I continue posting, as I continue, I'm going to put the girl that I just made new friends with. She's going on my list. Okay, anybody I am connecting with, I'm tracking right now. And I was reminded when we were listening to the Compound Effect a couple weeks ago of how important tracking is. And so I'm just really trying to get back into it. So I highly suggest this notebook is only for tracking. I don't write anything else in it. So that's important too. I think sometimes when we like scribble somebody's name down on the corner of a piece of paper or something like that, that paper gets lost or thrown away or whatever. So I have this notebook is only for my people that I'm tracking. And then sometimes too, you guys, I get to people where I'm like, oh, I actually even write down people that say no to me. So I had this girl that she was like, no, or, I was like, hey, like, just want to follow up with you. She's like, oh, no, thank you. Like, I'm good. I still wrote her name down. And I still went to her profile and liked her picture today. Okay. So even though they're saying no to me, they're connecting with me. Okay. So I still want to keep that connection with her, because I couldn't tell you how many people have told me no in the past that are now my challengers or on my team. Okay. So yeah, Nicole, exactly. So I'm telling you, they're saying no, but they really just mean not right now. Maybe they need to watch you a little bit longer. Maybe they need to see you do that one thing that will actually create curiosity in them. Or maybe you'll have that one challenge that actually does go, oh, I do want to be a runner. Oh, shoot, she's doing a running group. Oh, maybe that is for me. Right? Yes, I agree, Kristen. Like I have like 5 different journals. Like I have this one, which is like more of a guided journal, which tells me like, you know, what am I grateful for? What do I have to get done today? It's more of like it kind of keeps me like in track. And then I have this one is my people. This one is like my business ideas. So this is like where I've done like all my coach training and stuff like that. Like I have notebooks for different things because I like to keep things separate. And I notice when I just kind of am like scratching on pieces of paper, it just goes to the wayside. So different ways to keep track of people is super important. You could also, I've done a Word document before where maybe you just have your Word document up, you sit down at your computer for 30 minutes or an hour, and as you're connecting with people, boom, you're just typing their names over there as well. One thing I've also do is I put the date. Okay, so what I can do is if I noticed, so 9/28 is the last time I have wrote here. Okay, so what I can do is scroll back in my messenger on 9/28, and anybody I've talked to since then, I write them down. Sometimes I write down same people. Sometimes I've talked to them several times, and I've like, will happen like, notice some girls are already scribbled out. So I'm like, oh shoot, I actually already have their name from before. That's fine too, right? That just means that you're actually keeping connections with them. So as you realize that you maybe wrote her name down already, you can just like scratch it out. But I will go back to like 9/28 in my messenger, and then I know everybody from 9/28 to October 1st are people that I need to add to my list. So maybe you don't get to write it down every single day, but you can find a way to keep track of it. And that helps me as well. It's just always putting the date of when I spoke to them. Because I can also look back and be like, oh, I haven't actually followed up with them since the 15th. So it's been 2 weeks. So now would be like a great time to follow up with them. Okay. So we're getting in new groups, making new connections with people that are not connected to other people, okay? And you're gonna do that through joining new groups or joining new, you could follow new hashtags. I think that's the one that I did this week as well, where I just went to hashtag dreads. And I mean, you guys, there are so many different things that come up with hashtag dreads. Like it's like one extreme to the other, you know? And so I'm scrolling through and I'm just trying to find some girls that maybe look like me in my dreads, you know? And so I'm like scrolling and I'm like, oh, here, she looks kind of cool, you know? And so I kind of click on her. I liked a few things in her profile. And I have 3 new followers of girls that also have dreads that are now, I'm following them and they're following me. So that's kind of a cool little way to make connections as well. We have the common ground of dreads. So it's like we're in a secret club that, you know, no one else talks about or something. So like you can find things that like you are interested in, go to that hashtag or search it for a group. And I can guarantee you're going to find 1 or 2 people that you can connect with, right? You're probably not going to find 20 to 30. But if you can find 1 or 2, to me, that's worth it. Okay. So making new connections and keeping track of all the connections that you make. That is how you're going to build a sustainable business. That's how you're going to build relationships. You're going to earn trust. And then you can eventually possibly talk to them about joining you. Okay. But again, you have to make sure that your storefront is presentable. Okay, so if you add a new friend and they're sitting on your friends list, but you haven't posted about working out, eating healthy, or working on your mindset, or getting someone results, they're not going to know. So that's where I actually love the fact that I post every single day, because it gives people a sense of who I am without me having to be like messaging them about it, right? The message is awesome. So I send the invites, I send the message, I send the, hey, I hope you, welcome to my friends list. I'm so excited to have you in my world. Let me know if you ever need anything. And they probably ignore it. But then I'm going to show up on their newsfeed the next day, or maybe the next day, or maybe a week later, right? And it's motivating, it's inspiring, or it's something with my son, or maybe it's a workout, or maybe it's a picture of my freaking body, and they're like, holy shit, look at that girl in a bathing suit, you know? And they might comment and be like, how did you get that booty? And I'll be like, let's talk, you know? So making connections, but your Facebook or your Instagram or your storefront has to match what it is you're talking about in the back office or like behind the scenes. Okay, it all has to match. It all has to make sense for somebody to actually trust you, especially when you're making connections with people that don't know you. And that's what I'm really trying to do, is go above and beyond the people that know me, or, oh yeah, I know you because you lived in Ohio, or we went to college together. I am trying to make completely new connections. And for me to do that, I have to be very authentic. I have to be very open. I have to post. I have to really, really work that algorithm. Okay. But in a way that's authentic to me. Right. Not a way that, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't use Beachbody stock photos. I use my photos. I use my words. Okay. Because I want somebody to get a sense of how I am. I use Beachbody products. Right. That doesn't mean I am Beachbody. I'm Jenny. I'm Coach Jen. Regardless of Beachbody or not, I am a coach, a life coach. Okay? I use Beachbody products because I love them. I think that they give you a one-stop shop. Okay? But I am not a label of Beachbody. And I don't want you guys to be either. Beachbody is what we use, but you are what you're selling. Your name, your Warrior Women, your logo, that's what you're selling. Okay? Beachbody is what you use. You use them. Okay? They don't use you. You use them. So what you're selling and what you need to project is you and your journey and your brand. Okay? And then when they get in there and they go, oh, you do Beachbody? I'm like, oh, yeah, I love using their workouts. Aren't they great? Not that I'm not capable of coming out with my own workouts, but why would I come out with my own workouts when they come out with great workouts? You know, it's like they take all that out of your way. Yeah.
And Jenny, I just wanted to say, one of my friends the other day used kind of like one of my hashtags for me the other day. It was the coolest thing. She goes, "You glow, girl," and I'm like, "That's right."
I love that. Exactly. Like, and that's like when you kind of start to like really own it too. Like, I know it's really awkward at first. I know the first couple of times I threw out the word like, oh, we're the Warrior Women. I was like, oh, is that weird? Like, you know, and so I'm sure like at first when you're like glow girls, I think at first you're probably like kind of second guess it, but it's going to be more catching. People are going to be like, wait, what are these glow girls? What does that mean? You know, oh, glow up. What does that even mean? You know, and so it's going to create curiosity. And they can't Google that. You can't Google glow girls. They have to ask you. They have to ask you, well, what's this all about? You're like, oh, well, it's my accountability group. You know, it's my community of women that I have that we all motivate and empower each other to live healthy lives. This is something you're interested in. This is something you're interested in hearing more about, you know? And that can create a more authentic connection than I'm a Beachbody coach, yay! Trust me, we all love Beachbody. Put that excitement in the challenge group, okay? If you want to talk Beachbody or products or something like that, put that in the challenge group. Those girls are the ones that need to see it. They're the ones that need to see your Shakeology. They're the ones that need to see what workout you're doing. And you can even say, lift 4, day 5. You know, those are the people that need to see exactly what you're doing. But on your page, on your Instagram, your accounts, you're here to create curiosity, okay? So using things like glow girls, right? And a little video of your cardio workout, right? That can create curiosity rather than just saying, Morning Meltdown 100 with Jericho as my trainer and Beachbody, I'm using on demand. They don't need you now. Now all they have to do is go Google Beachbody on Demand and sign up themselves. They don't need you, right? But if you say something about, oh, I love my Glow Girl community because we're doing, you know, a low impact workout and we're all loving it, then the people are like, wait, what are these Glow Girls? What's a low impact workout? Can I do that? That will create curiosity more than you handing them all of the answers. You want to hand people answers? Put that in the challenge group. Okay, those people are there and they already have invested. So talking about recover, talking about what workout you're doing, talking about how, you know, you felt after doing bar blend, and you can say things like that. Put that in the challenge group. Those are girls that have already invested and already know what we're part of. Okay, but for your page, for your advertising, use a name like Warrior Women, Glow Girls, Dream Catchers, you know, whatever it is, something that resonates with you, right? And something that kind of would say, like when I came up with like Warrior Women, like it just came to me and it's stuck with me since then. Kristen, the moment she signed up, boom, Knuckles Up Club. And I was like, and she told me that, and I was like, dude, I freaking love that. And I'm sure people are like, what is this freaking Knuckles Up Club? Whether they've asked you or not, people are curious about it. People are like, why, what is this? And how is she all of a sudden just like pumping it out? And I'll tell you, after time and time, eventually people are going to say, okay, what is this that you're doing? What is it? Well, because I'm missing out on something, obviously, right? But they have to come to you to figure it out. You can't Google Knuckles Up Club. Now, they may find your website, right? They may find the clothing line, but it's still going to lead back to you no matter what. And so that's why it's really good to kind of have these terms that you use. And I'm not saying you have to be like, I hate when people are overly like secretive, like they have like a secret thing, but I think that we can use words like cardio workout or high or a HIIT workout, you know, rather than saying what program we're actually doing, okay? Because that will make them come to have to ask you. Cool. What time is it? 8:57. Okay. Let me just make sure. Working on connections. Okay, I really wanted to talk about that. That was like my main topic. I'm gonna kind of work backwards here. I am gonna give a little shout out to all the people that had Success Club points last month, which was really exciting. So we had Logan, Nicole, and Callie all had Success Club 2. Alicia, Tennille, and Rochelle had Success Club 4. And Melissa had Success Club 6. Is she still on here? Way to go, girl. It's exciting. Then one other thing one thing I really wanted to make sure you guys also wrote down. I know it's still pretty early, but where is it? I can't remember the date. Let me make sure I got the date right. They are doing a virtual Super Saturday again. So I wanted to make sure you guys knew about that. I'm drawing a blank on where. I think it's November
7th.
Thank you. But yeah, so November 7th. I'd love to do like something like we did last time, maybe where we did like a Zoom and then screen shared or something, or just be able to all watch it together in some way. I'll probably do it like this. I think last time we tried to use the Microsoft Teams and that was kind of, I don't know, we might have to do something like that. We'll figure it out. Just mark it. We still have time to figure it out, but November 7th, we will be getting together for a Super Saturday, which they usually will announce launches. So hopefully we'll get some ideas about like what they're doing after the first of the year, or kind of get some insight on what their plan is for like 2021 and stuff. So
That is the weekend that was the women's retreat, the Warrior Women retreat.
ooh,
By the way,
that was. Ooh, that's kind of interesting.
It's also the weekend that Allison is doing her walk, which her and I were talking the other day. It's the same Saturday.
Oh my goodness, what is up with November 7th? It's also like literally post-election, like hot seat. It's gonna be so we'll just see if maybe we can get together. If we can't, or if like a couple girls can't, I will be watching it for sure. So let me know if you guys want to jump on board with me and we'll watch it together. We have plenty of time to kind of organize that. Also, that was one thing I wanted to talk about too, was Allison's little walk and get together. So if you guys are from the Ohio, Indiana area, check that out. See if you're interested in doing that. Maybe you guys can even go over. I've got plenty of girls that live in Indy. So if you're from Ohio and you're like, hey, let's go over to Indy for the night, I'm sure you guys could like crash at their houses or whatever, if you guys are interested in doing that. And then also the 24th of this month, Tennille is running a little Halloween get together as well on the 24th. So make sure you guys are kind of keeping track of that stuff. I would love to see you guys get together more and really keep connecting with each other. If I can make it to anything, I will, I promise. But again, safety of you guys is super important for me. And I have to lead, you know, from the top. And so I have to lead by example. And so part of me wants to just say, screw it, I'm coming. But again, I would just hate to get everybody sick in the process. So we'll just have to see, kind of wait it out a little bit when it gets a little closer, and I'll see if I can make it up for anything. So let's see, let me just pop over. We are doing meditation right now. Hopefully you guys are really enjoying the meditation videos. I'm loving them personally. Like they, I just have been zoning way out when I've been doing them, and just getting to do them every single day and really getting into that routine. I am definitely liking them, but I'm not gonna lie, I need to get back into a workout program. So I'm really excited. 30-day breakaway is coming up, because the moment I'm out of a program, I go crazy mentally. It's like literally within days of completing a program, I start mentally breaking down. Like I just mentally get in my head, I start going like, what am I doing? My schedule gets all off. Everything just gets real crazy. And so I'm like, oh, I gotta get back in a program. So I typically only take like a week in between programs. And this one's just a little bit longer than normal because I'm waiting to the 5th. But I'm very excited to get into 30-day breakaway. Let me know if you guys are interested in joining that as well. It starts on Monday. We'll be starting, have to be a coach to get the exclusive VIP. If not, they have to join on the 19th, but this could be a great opportunity to get some people to bump up to that coach status. And but if not, that's okay, because we could also send them up for the 19th, or this will also be just something we can offer them in the future, right? Maybe come March, we are like, we don't have anything going on. Maybe we'll run another 5K program, and it'll be with all of our VOD members, you know? So it's just something that you can also offer people later on, okay? Yeah, Becky, it's really cool that you're loving the meditations. I was a little like, I felt like I was just always going to fall asleep. I was like, I'm probably going to fall asleep during like every single one of them. But I've actually like stayed conscious during them and like really got into like a deep level of like relaxation, but not necessarily falling asleep. So it's been really kind of cool. I'm surprised at myself. Last thing I wanted to let you guys know, 30-day breakaway meditation is, so this is kind of some interesting information that I'll let you guys go. But so I did not sign up a single challenge pack last month, just to let you guys know. Not that I wasn't working my ass off, it just didn't happen, okay? Which it's happened before. It's actually happened before in September for me, which is very odd. So I'm like already checking myself to how I can change this reoccurring September plunge that I keep getting. But what's interesting is I still made over $1,500 in September. Based off of people still ordering or renewing their BOD memberships or purchasing Shakeology or whatever products, and also team bonuses. So I didn't sell a single thing and still made $1,500 last month, which I was pretty excited about, regardless of what I was actually adding to it. So just to let you guys know that as the years go on, if you're continuing to add people and maybe you have a down month or you have a low month, which to be honest too, this is a very low month for me. This is me not selling anything. This is just like basically team bonuses and team support and matching bonuses, and then people just renewing or purchasing product here and there. So it matters. Like your team that you're building is going to create volume for you. And sometimes they can carry you on those months that maybe you're not necessarily always adding new challengers. And again, I was really focused on training too. I was training a lot in the beginning. And so I wasn't messaging new people. I wasn't really focused on that until the end of the month. And I went, oh, shit, I haven't signed up anybody, you know? And I was like, you know what though? It was actually a really productive month. A lot of good things came out of September when it came to that training and getting people on track and feeling like the whole team was set up. So maybe I didn't totally hit my goals here, but I had other goals that were hit. And I love the way that we revamped our coach training, and I'm very proud of what happened. And I still made income, right? And so I think that that's something to really acknowledge too, is that having the team, having that volume can really, really create an income for you, regardless of whether you're always on top hitting Success Club 20, right? Like I've obviously had those times and they're great and I get larger paychecks then, but it's also kind of good to know that I do have a sustainable point of my business that I am going to still continue making money. Now, if for some reason I just completely stopped coaching, I couldn't say I would continue getting that because there would be eventually people would drop off and cancel and stuff. But I think because I'm always still working in some way, income is still going to follow me. Okay. So if you work hard, I think that this is definitely a business that you can sustain. And I think that even right now, I think that going back to tracking, going back to really keeping people in my algorithm and really going back to making new connections, my plan is Control Freak having a huge launch. But that starts now, right? That starts making those connections, building that trust, signing those girls up for free trials or just BOD memberships or whatever now. I have to make those connections now because I know, and I've told you guys before, 3 months from now, that will determine my business. And right now, you guys may be getting crickets, okay? But I will promise you, the first of the year, people will flood in. If you did the work when nobody was paying attention, okay? There are going to be times right now to the end of the year, you feel like nobody's paying attention. And maybe they're not because they're probably off at some Christmas party or on some Thanksgiving party or whatever it is for the next 3 months. They will be sidetracked with life. And come January, they're going to go, oh, I gained 20 pounds over the winter. What do I do? Or, oh, I'm such in a depression in January. What happened? And they're going to come to you because you're going to be the person that was doing something different during all that time. Okay? So I'm going to tell you to ride it out. And I'm going to tell you 5 years in the business, every single time it gets to this point and people just lose their minds. They cancel their stuff. They stop ordering. They stop paying attention and they just frolic off in the fields. And come January, they come back around and they go, oh my gosh, what happened? I need to get back on track. And you're going to be there because you were the person on track the whole time. So regardless of whether they're liking your posts or seeing your workout videos, they know you're there. Okay? So you may feel crickets right now, but I want you to, while everybody's looking left, I want you to continue going right. Okay, just like we have all of 2020. While everybody else was going right, you're going this way. Okay, or left or right, whatever I used the first time. You guys are okay. Like you have to continue doing the opposite of what everybody else is doing. You have to, especially now when everybody is over this year. I want you to stay in it, and I want you to finish it out. Okay? Stay in it now because it will determine the way your business runs in January. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, guys. I already cried today, okay, about it. I'm not going to say it's going to be easy to stay in it. I'm just saying it's going to be worth it in the long run, okay? Because there have been plenty of times that I wanted to quit when it came to winter because I'm like, nobody even freaking pays attention. And I don't. I stick it out. I do a program. I continue posting. I continue motivating. I continue pumping it out. And come January, like freaking clockwork, every year, I have a booming business January through May, June, easily. Because January is New Year's resolution, Beachbody launches their new program, and you ride that out to January and February. And then March comes around, you got spring break, you've got taxes coming in, March, April, May. People are spending their money like crazy. And then you got that summertime booties, want to get in their bikinis. And then fall comes, right? And that's where we're at. Fall comes and everybody goes, ah, school. And then it's like holidays and people just lose their minds. You write it out. And January will come around just like it does every year. And you start right back over, okay? Once you've been through it for a couple years, you see the waves and you get to acknowledge them. And instead of being in them and going, oh my God, I can't believe what's happening, you just go, oh yeah, September. I know this. I know how this goes. Oh, it's December. That's right. That's right. But you just keep writing it out. Okay? So you're going to hear crickets for a little bit. Don't worry about it. Keep going, keep doing what you're doing, because if you're doing the work when no one else is, when they're ready to do the work, they're going to remember who was. Okay? They're going to remember you. So keep going. Okay? All right, ladies, that's all I have for you guys today. I did have a big list. I had a lot of stuff I wanted to tell you guys, but it's just some stuff I've been working on. It's some stuff I've been acknowledging about my own business. And I'm just really trying to give you guys like tangible things you could go and apply as soon as you got out of here. So if you got out of here and you're like, man, I'm gonna start searching for some groups. What are some groups I can get in my area? What are some things that I love that maybe I could start searching to find groups in? Okay, how can I start tracking? Maybe I need to go to my messenger and go back 10 days and write down anybody I've talked to for the last 10 days. Maybe I need to go back to my post and write down, maybe 30 people liked it, and maybe I can write down 10 or 15 of those names that of people I feel like I could connect with in the next week or so. Okay, so finding ways to make connections, build a relationship, and stay consistent. That's what I need from you guys right now. Okay. Stick with it. I promise. Even though you may feel crazy sometimes. Keep going. Try it out and then do your workout. That's what I do. It works. Here I am. So I'm not saying you guys have to be perfect, and I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but guys, 100%, I promise it'll be worth it. Okay? So I love you girls. It's great seeing your guys' faces. I love seeing you guys out there also just on my social media as well. Like whenever I get on my Facebook, like, you know how it shows like maybe 4 or 5 stories across the top, like it's always you guys, and it's always literally like workout photos. And I'm always like, yeah, like, so I just know that you guys are out there. Trust me, I see all of you guys. I love watching you guys go, and just know that you don't need my approval to do whatever it is you want to do. Just go and run with it, and don't second guess yourself. Just go, because I promise you guys have all the tools and all the capability. You just got to own up to it and run with it, because I see so much potential in all of you guys. But that's coaching, believing in somebody before they believe in themselves. And I believe so much for all of you guys. It's crazy. So go apply it. Go apply what you've learned and what you know, and do your personal development, please. Okay? Because I know we're not having warrior hour, so I know not everybody's getting it like it was handed to you guys. So make sure you're making the effort to really get your personal development into. Okay? So, all right, that's really all I have. Thank you, ladies, for coming tonight. I appreciate it. Guys, have a good night, okay? All right. Bye.